Hey, welcome to Horsehead Bookends for another Gaming Friday. It is now the start of 2025, and we are going to go over our top 10 list of 2024. So these are some of the games that we enjoyed the most, but looking at the list, I really haven't played a lot.
Me neither.
Yeah, I just think right now the market is just completely flooded with games, and there's just a lot of stuff out there that I get very judgmental
So do
on
I.
games. Like, if I don't like the way it looks, I'm just not gonna play it. I don't even want to look at it. So anyway, let's get to our list. We wrote them down. Let's see how much crossover we have. I'm sure we'll have some, but we'll start with number 10, and I have number 10 on my list is French Quarter, which is a roll and write. Came out at the beginning of 2024. I do not own the game anymore because I thought the graphics on the pads were just too dark and it was hard to read.
And it just barely didn't make my list because of that reason.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why it's number 10. There were other games on here that I'm not going to mention that I was not putting on the list for different reasons, but that's French Quarter is my number 10. I enjoyed playing it. I thought it was a fun game. It was just really hard to read.
Yeah. My number 10 is Wormspan. And the only reason it's 10 and not a little bit further down is because Finspan got announced, and I was a little annoyed about the fact that there's so many versions of Wingspan now.
What about Span?
Wangspin. It's just too much. But Wormspan was a really fun take on it. It was more of a gamer's game. It wasn't as simple.
Yeah. And that's definitely on my list, but a little, not too far from number 10. All right, number 9, what do you got?
It's one that's above him on his shelf that you can't see, and it's Salton Sea.
Oh,
I really actually enjoyed that game a lot.
I enjoyed Salton Sea a whole lot. It was a lot of fun. My number 9 actually, and I don't owe this game, but I played it and I'm considering buy it, is Bus and Stop. It's a small Japanese publisher. They don't really make the games outside of Japan. If you want to import them, they're very expensive. It's a small card game where you are a bus driver. You have 8 slots on your bus. It's set collection. You have to pick up people and drop them off, and you score points for the more of people of the same color or same work clothes. It's so much fun. Cool. Me and Ian played it. We played like 4 or 5 games at Cloverleaf Tavern while having like a beer. It was so fun. It's great, but as a small card game, like no bigger than it's no bigger than this box, but it's $30 to $40 because you can it's a small, very small Japanese. They played that yacht, the cruise ship game that we played. Same company, remember?
Oh yeah, I like that.
So it's a great company, but it's really they also play that newspaper delivery boy game that we didn't like.
I don't even remember it.
All right, number 8 on our top 10 list. For me, this is where I have Wormspan.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed Wormspan. I enjoyed it a decent amount to buy the game. I absolutely hated Wingspan.
Yeah.
I think it's trash.
Like I said, the only reason Wormspan dropped its place on my list was because I got judgy about the fact that there was another version.
So what's your number? What do you got for number 8?
Number 8, Cascadia Roll and Write. And I'm putting them both together, the Rolling Hills and Rolling Rivers, because they came at the same time. But I love Cascadia, and it was such a fun, interesting twist on the game, and it's easy to pack them both into the same box and carry it around.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Cascadia was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Number 7 on the list. Do I go first?
I go first.
You go first.
Time. Mine is Clank Catacombs.
Ooh.
Because I love Clank. Clank in Space was my favorite version of it because I like that they did so many different things with the black dragon cubes. But Catacombs is cool because it's modular.
Isn't Space modular too?
It is, but yes and no. So with Space you have like the base, and there's like certain sections that are always in the same spot, and then there's 4 sections that could rotate, and there's 2 different sides to them. But with this, Catacombs, there's 1 central tile, and then there's a stack of tiles. So every time you play, the dungeon is completely different. And that I thought was really cool. It's a very, very fun, different version of Clank.
Nice. I'll have to play it. I haven't tried the Catacombs. Well, number 7 on my list is Inventions from Vita Lacerda.
Oh, I didn't play that one.
Yes, you did.
I did?
Yes.
Oh,
it was
shit.
the one with all the balloons around the big map, and you had to do the stuff. We did play it. I really enjoyed it. I think you liked it. You weren't super thrilled with it.
I didn't even remember playing it.
We did. Did we play? Yes, you were here. I know you were here. I know you played it. I really liked it. I thought it was a great game. I don't own it because I just don't feel that it has... I don't have the space in my collection for a game that heavy because I have other games of that weight that I'd rather play.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 6 is Salt and City by Devere Games, which I think it is just a little higher on my list because I really like the form factor of the game, and you have a nice, deep, heavy game. Easy to set up, easy to break down, easy to play, easy to teach, and it's just a lot of fun economic game.
Yeah, it was. My number 6 is King of Tokyo Duel.
Oh,
because I don't really like King of Tokyo at all.
I don't like it either.
It drove me. It's just I didn't like it. I didn't like King of Tokyo, but King of Tokyo Duel is great because it feels a lot like Seven Wonders Duel. Because there's 3 different ways to win. You can either win by destroying the other monster, or by getting the fame or the destruction track all the way over to your side, or if the fame and the destruction marker are in the spotlight of your side. So it's fun. It's like a one-on-one battle now, and it's a lot faster. And my son loves it, so that's why it's so high on my list, because it's something I can play with my kids.
That's great. All right, so we are halfway mark. Number 5. What's your number 5?
So my number 5 is another duel game. It's Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth.
Me too.
Get out! It's also
Yes,
number
that's
5.
my number 5. Lord of the Rings Duel. It was so much. I hate Seven Wonders. I hate Seven Wonders Duel. I hate both of those games so much. He wrote over Lord of the Rings Duel, and I'm like, this is going to be crap. I'm going to not like it. I think about that game almost every day. I'm like, oh, I want to play that again.
It's so much fun.
Oh, I want to play that again. It's such a fun game. It's so easy to learn and play. I've never had a good time playing a game and not talking throughout the game.
We barely said anything to each other. We're just like...
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It was so good. So both number 5. It's really a good game. Definitely check it out. If you like Seven Wonders Duel, you'll absolutely love this. If you don't like Seven Wonders Duel and you do like Lord of the Rings, give it a shot. I think you'll be really surprised.
And if you like Lord of the Rings and Seven Wonders Duel, then
you're gonna love it.
Golden.
Yeah. All right, number 4 on my list, I have Andromeda's Edge.
Oh my God! So do I.
Yes, Andromeda's Edge, great space game. It's Space Dwellings of Eldervale. I enjoyed playing it a whole lot. We need to play it again soon because it's just...
The components are insane.
The components are insane. It's great when the, I guess you can call them the boss characters, the
raiders,
enemies, the raider. Oh my God, they all do different things. It's really good. I enjoy it so much more than Dwellings of Eldervale, and I really like Dwellings of Eldervale.
That's so funny. I can't believe that we had... That's the first time we've ever had ones that overlapped at the same time, and we had 2 back-to-back. But unfortunately...
we're definitely not...
We're not going to have the same...
No.
Because the next 2, I don't think...
I think I'm going to make a prediction right now. All right, we're down to the top 3.
We're down to the top 3.
I guarantee we have one in common.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably going to be your number 1.
Yep.
And it's my number 2.
Gotcha.
All right.
And my two of mine are ones I don't think you've played yet. So.
Okay. And, yeah, one of my top 3 is one you haven't played. All right, so number 3, what do we got?
Mine is Slay the Spire.
I've not played Slay the Spire yet. I want to play it. I meant to download the actual game when Steam had the sale. It was like $8, and I totally forgot, and now it's back up to regular price, and I'm cheap, and I'm not buying it. But I do want to definitely play Slay the Spire.
Yeah, it's a great game. You know, it's it really feels like a great port of the video game into board game. And it was one that, you know, when I was done, I really wanted to go back and play the video game too. And when I was done playing the video game, I wanted to get back to playing the board game. But that's not what I own, but I know 2 people that own it, and I play their copies very often.
My number 3 is Mennefer.
Yes.
It is, I absolutely love it. I love Jeremy Milan as a game designer. He is probably one of my favorites. Batoku was a number 1 of mine 2 years ago. I think Sabika was number 2 last year, which I absolutely love. Mennefer, it falls into that same category. I absolutely love the game. I love the design. The theme is really cool about you're building the ancient city of Memphis. Everything about the game, it's right up my alley. It's the perfect weight and the way the game plays. It's really just a whole lot of fun, and I enjoy it a whole lot.
I definitely have to play that one still.
Yeah, it's good. All right, number 2, my number 2 game. If you said Dead Cells, you'd be right. Dead Cells. It was such a fun dungeon crawl. I played it solo. I really liked it. Me and Mike played it a bunch. Mike liked it a lot more than I did. He has my copy now, which is great. I'm glad that he's enjoying it because I'm not that much of a solo gamer. So I'm glad that someone is really enjoying Dead Cells. It is great though. Definitely check it out if you love dungeon crawls.
My number 2 is Invincible, the hero building game. That's also not one that I own, but one of my buddies owns. I loved this game. Every time I go to Barnes & Noble, I keep saying if I see a copy, I will likely buy it. But it's a great like bag building game. You have your bag, you have hero abilities, you could have like 5 or 6 slots of powers. And they have cubes that you place on them, color cubes that, you know, once they're full, they activate that ability as soon as it's full. So we're playing simultaneously, so you got to be like, oh, wait, don't do that yet because I'm going to activate this, and then you could do that. Blah, blah, blah. But it was a really fun, like, beat up the enemy, and you know you're getting new powers, you're getting new cubes, and you're filling up the bag, and you know based on that what you pull.
I've never played it. I've never seen it. So I'll definitely, well, when I'm editing this video, I'm sure I will be looking at pictures of the game.
Skybound game. It's really good.
All right, number 1 of 2024. I know what Mike's is. Why don't you go ahead and tell everyone?
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells by Scorpion Mask.
Dead Cells is one that,
great
like,
game.
When I play the video game, I want to immediately stop and go play the board game because it's a great port of the board game. I had a lot of people ask me to compare Slay the Spire to Dead Cells, and you can't. You just can't. They're 2 different games. Slay the Spire is based off of, you know, you're trying to make yourself better so that you can escape, whereas Dead Cells, you're trying to enhance the mutation board in the game itself so that you can kill the final boss. Right, so you want your runs. You don't care if your run ends early because you're unlocking more stuff. It's about unlocking. It's about repeated runs very quickly. Whereas Slay the Spire is you have your run that's trying to get past this, you know, 3 or 4 different bosses. So like once you're done, you're not unlocking like magical. Oh my God, what's next out of this thing? It almost feels like a legacy game without being a legacy game, and I think that's what...
It does.
Yeah, because it's like since I played with you, I've unlocked 2 runes now, and the game is
and it changes the game
completely different at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just like so exciting every time I open something new.
Well, my number one is one that I'm considering a 2024 game because it really wasn't shipping until 2024, even though I think it came out in 2023, and that's Series by Artipia Games.
Oh,
I absolutely love this worker placement game, and even though I said I'm really not a solo gamer, I have played the solo mode a few times with the Automa, and it's fantastic.
That was the one with this, right?
Yes. Oh, and I found out that these are actually from the company.
Really?
Yeah. You can buy them off of Artipia Games website. Or you can buy the STLs and you can print them yourself. But it was when this game was first announced through Kickstarter. I had no idea about the game. Later on, when I started seeing pictures of it, I was like, "Hey, that game looks really interesting." And as I saw more and more, I was like, "Oh, I need to play this game. I need to play this game." And it took me almost all of 2024 before I got myself a copy of it. And when I played it, I was in love. It's just a good worker placement game. Space, and you're mining, and you have X amount of workers to place in 3 rounds, and the one with the most points wins, and you just try to optimize what you have to do. It's not very complicated.
No, that game was fantastic.
But and it really, you could have this theme, you could slap on any type of theme, and it's just the way the game played makes it number one. I'm a big fan of worker placement game. They're probably my favorite type, so I absolutely loved it.
The only reason it didn't make my list was because it was 2023, but that was really...
It's not, it's 2024. It's okay. All right, so that's it. Those are our top 10 games. I'm sure that some of you will agree, some of you will disagree about what we liked and what we didn't like, but hey, that's okay. That's why there's 31 flavors. Everyone is allowed to like whatever games they like. Feel free to leave us some comments below. Let us know what your top 10 games are. Hey, even your number one game, because if we didn't mention it at all, let us know, because we could have just missed out on it. I know there's 2 games that came out last year that we were talking about before we started filming that I really want to play. SETI and Civolutions. A lot of people are saying like they're great games. Would like to play both. Maybe I'll get a chance to play this year.
Not to mention Iridia technically is 2024 game.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just that we're not getting it physically until 2025.
Yeah, so I'm considering 2025. We have a lot of games that are coming that should have been last year that are coming this year, so hopefully they'll come. But anyway, let us know below what are some of your favorite games are for 2024, and we will definitely check them out if something interests us. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to click on subscribe, ring the notification bell. You get notified anytime we upload a new video. Questions or comments, feel free to post them below, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, talk to you later.